Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this video. Hey, thanks for joining in. I haven't done this for a while, so I am going to get into a bank branch battle. So what's a branch battle? That's when I take 10 rolls of each denomination, same company of the bank, but different branch locations. We're just going to see how they perform. So here we're going to start with our pennies of Bank Branch A. Looking for wheat cents primarily, looking for 2024s, 2025s, the variations, so on and so forth. And we will just pull those out as we see them. We'll double check them for anything of interest. I will do most of that offline, bring you in for any of those main highlights, pull out all of our coppers, of course, weigh those, and then I will go back and do a tally up some points, that point system I've got going on, and we'll just see if one branch location does better than the next. So nice and simple. And we will, like I said, just separate these, get this, and I'll bring you back in for any finds along the way. So it looks like we're going to have some pretty circulated, some decent 70s, 80s, so some coppers in here. And again, I will look again for details and variations off camera. Don't need to bore you with those. At this point, I'm just really looking for any good highlights in this first roll. And I am not seeing any offhand. Some good conditions, large dates, small dates, all of that to come. So that's it, folks. I mean, this roll has nothing of excitement, no wheats, very little coppers. So we'll see how these go for variety and variations. So with that, I will bring you back in for any finds along the way. All right, folks, here we are for rolls 3 and roll 4. We did have roll 3 gave us 2 more wheat cents. We have a 1958 Denver. We also have a 1953 Denver. So 2 more Wheaties to the collection and common years. Nice to see in these is rolls 3. Flip this over. There we go. Roll 3 had 2 nice 2024 Denvers. So those are still some hard to find coins, but they are in circulation. And then roll number 4 only had the one find, which is a 2024 Philly. So I think that one might be the book fill. But both of these had under 1 billion minted. Actually, the Philly had 79 million minted, and the Denvers had only 32 million minted. So some good coins to see in circulation. And I'll bring you back in for the next finds. And roll number 5, giving us another wheat cent. Look at that. Reverse side up. Taking a look there. Some pretty worn, well-loved wheat cent. Let's take a look at the date. 1944. And that is Philadelphia. No doubling there. Just take a zoom in, see if I can get that focus. Yeah, no doubling. Notable there, but 1944 Philadelphia wheat cent. Bring you back in for the next one. of the more modern and significant finds, we did have that 1991 dime, the penny roll. You can see why that dime was mistaken for a penny. We had two from 2009. We have that birth and early child years, pretty good condition for that guy. And then we had his presidency. Look at that. That unfortunately has that ring of death. Oh, deeply scratched inside that one. But two, low vintage, 2009. And we did have that 2024. These are definitely collectors here. 2024 Philly. And we had two from 2024 Denver. So make sure I don't have those. The other fun find, I'll say in there, and this is very common, I always put these in a flip when I'm not 100% sure. So I just like lining that up. It just makes it easier so you can have that lined up nice and easy. 1973. But what the 73s are known for are a rotated die. Look at that. So you flip, and that's rotated maybe about 10 degrees. Not a significant rotation, but noticeable, more common outside of the normal rotation you'll see in these. Usually you see 1 to 2 degrees. You don't see a rotation around that far. So definitely just a fun, noteworthy coin there as well. And then we did have those 4 wheat cents. We have that earliest year, 1944. Look at that. Good, fine condition. We have that 1952 Denver. We have that 1953, also from Denver. Had to look there a little bit. And we have that 1958 from Denver. So some good fun finds for the first 10 rolls. I am going to get set up and start on Bank Branch A's nickels, and I'll bring you in for any finds along the way. All right, folks, here we are for the summary of the nickels. Not many finds in those 10 rolls, which is unexpected. I was expecting a little bit more than what we had. Roll number 10 was one that gave us the most finds. It gave us these two here, so I'll come back to those. Let's see here. We did have, later in the rolls, we have two 1986 Canadian. We have a 1994 and a 1995 Canadian. Very common in my area because I'm close to the border to see these Canadians come up in our local rounds. These were all machine wrapped, bank wrapped rolls, so that's why I'm a little bit surprised. We did have a good low date, low vintage, 1942, and that is from the Denver Mint, dirty, but that is a low vintage coin right there. We have a 1946 common, and that is a Philadelphia, no mint mark on that. And we have a 1958 common coin, and that is from the Denver Mint. So that's it for the nickel. I'm bringing this out because I do this with all my dimes just to have fun. The 10 rolls of dimes I have from this bank is from, we have 3 bank wrapped rolls. The rest are customer wrapped rolls. And what I look for is I look for the 113 mark. That 113 to 114 is a standard roll, 113.8, and I like starting there with, again, 113.8. So those are standard bank wrap rolls. If I get to the customer rolls, again, 106. Wow, that's going to be light. That might be missing a couple dimes. That one I probably got shorted out of. Let's take a look at that one here. I'm putting that aside. 113, 113.6, 114. So that's right there at that transition. I'll put that one aside here as well. 113.4, 113.7, and 113.7. So those are probably not going to find much, nothing particular, but these two rolls do have my interest. That again, 106, that's significantly low. And 113.9, so nothing really sticking out for that one. Let me just do that one more time. Yeah, 114, I am going to do that one. All right, so let's just first take a look, because all I'm looking for right now out of the dimes is I'm looking for those 2009s, the 2024s, 2025s, and nothing else in there. And of course silver. So we always check for the edges out of the silver. And then what we're going to do here, before I take a close look at that, is we're just going to do a quick count. There's 10. There's 20. There's 30. Yep, we're short. There's 40. And that's why it was late light. We are short 3 dimes. So we lost 30 cents on that roll. Now let's look at this other one. That was right at that transition, 113 to 114. Weighs a little bit heavier. Silver does generally weigh heavier than the clad, so that's why I weigh them, just to get an idea. And it looks like we're not going to have any fines for these. No silver in that roll. All right, folks, I'll get through on these. I'm going to look for those 2009, 2024, 2025s, and any silver along the way. And I'll bring you back in or bring you in for the summary when we are done. All right, folks, here we are, 10 rolls of dimes, and that's what we got. Skunkaroo. Big old goose egg. Not unexpected with the dimes. So I'm going to get going on the quarters here, and I will bring you back in for any finds. All right, folks, here we are for the summary of the quarters. As expected, nothing exciting. We have here 2 from Philadelphia Bicentennial, 1776 to 1976, with that nice, unique drummer boy reverse. We had 2 from Philadelphia and 2 from Denver. I did look, and these are not the DDOs commonly seen in Liberty. Not on that one. So, of the other finds, we have 2 Philadelphia Mint 2009 Duke Ellington. This is sort of funny for me. These things have been the hardest ones for me to find. Now I've found like a half dozen of them. This one's not in the best of condition, but those are low mintage, so we do pull those out and aside as well as Glacier 2011, and this is a Philadelphia Mint as well. And again, this is not a unique, hard to find, overly hard. You can see by those mintage, it is a lower mintage, 2009 to 2012. These were lower mint years, so I just pull them for future collections and books. So that's that for the 10 quarters. I'm going to put up here the totals for you on the point system for Bank Branch A. And I'm going to go out and we'll start on the Bank Branch B. Bring you in soon. All right, folks, here we are for the summary of Bank Branch A. Final points, the Lincoln Cents with 52 points. Thank you for all those Wheaties and the 2024s. We did have 25.4% copper. The nickels, also a good show. We had 24 points available or awarded towards them. The dimes, I'm giving it a -3 because it did short us 3 dimes at the beginning there. And then the quarters with 7 points. So I'll be doing this for Bank Branch B, C, D, and possibly E. I think I might have found a 5th branch to add to this battle. So we'll see how they perform overall. Please remember, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, give me some likes there, and let me know what you think of these Bank Branch battles by giving those comments below. Look forward to reading your comments, and until the next time, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, and happy hunting.